this badge, we are going to study about tool literacy. Let me give you a little background story. I remember a kid in high school by the name of Tom. I really didn't hang around with him much, but we were in a couple of classes together and we spoke on occasion. Towards the end of our senior year, I went to an art show that was put on by the students in the school, and one of the most impressive pieces of art that I saw there was some intricately carved grandfather clocks that Tom had created. I had no idea that he had that capability. Later, in talking to him about this, he commented that you just have to learn to use the right tools at the right time. I've always considered this. I've always remembered that to be tool literate, you need to know when, why, and how to use a tool. Not just when to use it, but also when it's appropriately not to use it. For those of us in education, both teachers and learners, there are a number of tools that are now available to us, and that number grows daily. Many of these tools, when used appropriately, will help us to have a greater impact. That impact may be seen in the quality of our work, the efficiency of our work, and in how well our work is accepted and used by others. In this particular badge, you're going to learn about a web development tool. You'll find that it's not very difficult to make a really good-looking website. In a relatively short period of time, you're going to have a tool at your disposal that is fast and easy to use and that will allow you to think of all kinds of ways you could now interact on a whole new level with your friends and with family and with associates and even with your future students and their families. There's also be a number of other badges where you're going to learn about additional tools. We can't possibly have badges about all tools, but we will be able to show you some of the key ones and help you develop a method of analyzing the value of other tools and how to determine when and why you need to invest in learning those that are available now and those that will be coming out in the future. Here's one of our key objectives for this tool literacy unit. Note that it focuses on being able to demonstrate how to use a variety of technologies that will impact your teaching and learning. Look at these key questions that are immediately generated from this objective. What types of technology tools are needed by teachers of the 21st century? How do you use these tools? How well or to what degree of proficiency does one have to actually use these tools appropriately? You need to answer and to address and answer these questions as you work through this badge and the other badges that deal with the teaching and learning tools. Now here's another objective pertaining to tool literacy. You're going to find that every learning situation is different. Different content, a different set of learners, different context. A key skill is being able to know which tool to use and how it should be integrated. Many of our badges dealing with learning new tools will require you to work directly with lesson plans. The desire in that regard is to help you learn how to select and integrate tools appropriately. A hammer is a great tool, but using a hammer when you really should be using a saw can lead to some serious problems for a carpenter. And likewise, a word processor is a wonderful tool for a teacher, but using it when a calculator is needed can hinder instead of facilitate the learning that should be occurring. Effective selection and integration of tools is really a key skill that you need to develop. Gaining tool literacy is all about that. So in conclusion, this specific badge is about using a web development tool. Likewise, there will be other badges about a variety of office productivity tools like word processing, spreadsheet, and databases. And then there are additional badges about various Web 2.0 tools. Lots and lots of tools for you to explore. You may feel you are already really familiar with many of these tools. That's great. But think about it. Do you also really know when and why they should be most effectively learned for teaching and learning? To be tool literate from a teaching perspective, you need to know more than just how to use a specific tool. You also need a full knowledge of when and the why. We want you to be effective. Study these tools. Really come to see how they will be helpful in you reaching your full potential as a teacher and your students reaching their full potential as learners.